Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel Coin Talk. Today's episode we are going to talk about one coin from my Canadian 50-cent piece coin collection. Now if any of you follow me on Instagram, you'll see from time to time I like to showcase my 50-cent coin collection. It's one of my favorite coins. It's known as Canada's forgotten coin. Reason is in 2000 the government decided to stop circulating this denomination in the general public. They found that people weren't really using it. So I think the last year that it was found in people's pockets was probably 2002. Now, does that mean that they don't make a 50-cent coin with 2003, 2004, and so on? No. The Royal Canadian Mint still makes the coin, but it's uncirculated and more directed for coin collectors such as myself who like to archive the coin. I do plan on doing a video with the 50-cent coins, but with certain dates that kind of show the evolution of the coin itself, talk about Canadian history, and to some degree, world history. But till then, allow me to introduce you to the 1911 50-cent coin, also known as the Godless Coin. That's right, the Godless Coin. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But if we look at the obverse side of the coin, we will see the Sailor King, King George V. It's the first time he shows up on the obverse side of the coin. Before that, it was his father, King Edward VII. Now, the interesting thing here is George wasn't supposed to be king. No. You see, George had an older brother by the name of Prince Edward VIII. They were close in age, and they were close as brothers could be. From what I read and heard, they were quite the handful, and Queen Victoria wasn't too happy with the way the boys were being brought up. She did sort of take a liking to George. He was the more serious of the two brothers. But at age 14, the two boys were enlisted in the Royal Navy, and that's where George excelled. He really resonated with that systematic military lifestyle. He started to evolve as a man. He started to grow facial hair, with the beard and that nice mustache. If you look at portraits online, very stoic looking. Edward, on the other hand, quickly returned to his studies. They were preparing him to become the next king, of course. But something happened. He started to follow the same path as his father, as far as being a womanizer. His family were getting a little too concerned with some of the scandalous stories that were coming out surrounding Edward. So they quickly introduced him to Princess Mary of Teck. Now, she didn't love Edward, but she loved the idea of becoming the next queen. And she didn't come from a family that was wealthy, but she was royalty, so she qualified. Now, just before they were about to be engaged, Edward came down with influenza, and he died. So what happened was George was next in line to becoming king. So not only did he step up to becoming the next king, but he also stepped up to becoming the next husband to Princess Mary of Teck. Now, the odd thing was the two of them hit it off. She really liked the way that he was taking his role serious, and they genuinely fell in love. Now, let's talk about the coin. So why do they call this the Godless Coin? Well, if you look at any coin that was part of the empire, when you look at the obverse, you will always see the name of the queen or king, and then in between the word Rex and the name, Rex being the Latin word for king, In between there, it would say something like Dea Grazia or DG. And what that meant was by the grace of God, or God's grace. So in this case, it would say Georgius Quinto Dea Gratia Rex. George V, by the grace of God, King. If we look on this side, it says et ind, and then imp, and that just means and India Emperor. So anyhow, going back to the missing of the inscription of Dea Gratia, because it didn't have that, there was a public outrage. So in 1912, they put it back, which making this one, the 1911, the Godless Coin. Now, given that the coin is a 1911, it's to assume that the coin was 92.5% sterling silver. That was about 0.34 ounces of silver, 7.5% copper. The weight of the coin was about 11.62 grams. Given the age and the wear, probably lost some of that weight. The diameter of the coin is 29.72 millimeters, and the mintage of this coin, there was only 209,972 coins minted, so it was scarce. Now, the designer and engraver of the coin, of the obverse side, the engraver designer was Sir E.B. McKennell. On the reverse, the engraver designer is L.C. Wyan and W.H. Blackmore. This coin that I have here isn't in the best condition. You can see by the lighting there's a lot of scratches. The reeded edges aren't in pretty good condition. It's not that bad. The imprinting, you can see it's not too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest, but I'm happy with it. One day I do plan on getting a better coin, but till then, I'm happy with this one. It suits my collection well. Anyways, I hope you liked this video and learned something about the coin. If I did miss anything, please add it in the comments. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this in future, just hit that bell and you'll get notified every time I post a video. So till then, keep collecting. Peace.